still hope we get our $250 Donald Trump note. I will get one when I can save up for it.
Yes.
To keep in an album.
Yeah. It's got to be a collector's item at some point for some
Oh, yeah.
alien race.
I mean, $250, that just monopoly money.
Okay, red spray.
Yeah, the reason it'd be funny, Nadia, is because he'd be the only alive president. That I just think that's like pure Donald Trumpism. It's like I want to be on it while I'm alive.
Very true.
And for the 250th anniversary of the nation.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
he's
just
the
falls into
best
place.
president and the biggest president.
Oh, don't you know? But I mean, this whole thing about everyone's pulling out of the 250th birthday to the point of Trump's now saying, "Fine, I'll just talk myself," because all the singers have
But they
pulled
had
out.
like Milli Vanilli.
Milli
book.
Vanilli.
Come on.
The commentary I heard, Vanilla Ice and Milli Vanilli are the only ones who will perform, and they
But
don't
for the
know if it's
fighters,
Milli or
too.
Vanilli because no one can remember which one of them is alive and which one of them is dead.
Oh, and he got Kid Rock performing.
Oh, is Kid
Yeah.
Rock performing still?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he's like his sidekick, isn't he? So
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is, and apparently because there was supposed to be that big UFC fight that they were setting up, they're going to do this giant octagon ring,
yeah.
and all the fighters are backing out of that too and being like, "Yeah, no, I don't feel like taking part in your Hunger Games, thanks." So
Why not all of a sudden?
apparently, Trumpy Poo had a bit of a tantrum on this, but we're going to talk about that in a second because welcome to the
Couple tantrum day.
Well, fuck. So what? Okay, well, I will have to look at that in a second. Don't show me news
I've
right
got
when I've just
so
done
much
the
shit.
intro.
So
I know
much
there's
shit.
so much shit. So much shit to talk about. So much shit to talk about. So, yes, Trump's 250th birthday bash is apparently not coming together the way he wanted it to. Apparently, because people are backing out of this is rumor. I am just conspiracy gossiping.
Speculation.
This is gossip, just gossip. That there is a push through social media. Says a lot of people are backing out of the UFC. That all these gay men are going to show up, all spangly, and they're all buying the seats up, and they're just going to be there and do their YMCA and have a good old time to kind of like
Gay it up a little.
demasculinate it. Is that a word? It is now. Anyways, so speaking of Trump, we're going to do some more conspiracy gossiping for a moment. So apparently Trump has not been seen in 8 days. The statements are, the rumors are, the gossip is that he has had another stroke and that the administration is hiding it from the public. Now, I find it interesting because leaked out was on Saturday was that Trump called Netanyahu and called him names and told him the world hates him. Which immediately started Netanyahu doing all kinds of other stuff, even more horrifyingly disgusting shit. But it seemed like a weird thing. Like at the moment when that leaked out about this phone call, I thought that seems a little weird, a leak, so to speak. But if just LARPing here, if Trump is actually had a stroke and they need to distract from the fact that he's not around, so they make a leak about him having a conversation with Netanyahu, and that distracts from a bunch of other stuff. Now, what's interesting also, though, is the fact of
Further on that, though, is the Melania Trump thing.
so right after that happens, because we all have said that the reason Trump is doing what he's doing, part of the reason why Trump is doing what he's doing, is because he's being blackmailed by the Zionists. We all know that he's in the Epstein files everywhere, right? And Melania. So that was Saturday. On Sunday, Monday, all of a sudden it's coming out everywhere, leaking that Melania Trump, before she was Trump, was one of Epstein's prostitutes. And that when she got too old for her role for Epstein, he sold her to Trump. That is the rumor. I spread only gossip and rumors at this point. The timing is what is interesting yet again, in the fact that all of a sudden Trump has disappeared. Perhaps he's had a stroke. For whatever reason, he's not being seen in public. He hasn't done any kind of events. There was a big post on, was it X or Truth Social?
Both.
Was it an X? Truth Social posted that was then copied from his account onto X, saying something about calling Iran a bunch of retards, and you're also stupid. We're just going to annihilate you. Blah 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 blah. So what's the quote he used? They used at the end about like what's Trump's famous thing from doing the TV show?
You're fired.
You're fired, right? Something like that. A great man said, and then use that quote, and then at the very bottom it says, not DJT. So in other words, someone else was posting on his account. Maybe not.
Well, there was a bunch of earmarks missing from the post. The fucking ranting all caps.
Yep.
The
It obviously was
ending
not
of
him.
thank you for the attention to this matter or whatever.
Yep.
There was a bunch of stuff that made kind of obvious it wasn't a Trump post.
And well, like I said, it says not DJT at the
Yeah.
very bottom. That's how it was signed, so not Donald J. Trump. So that is part of the rumor mill at the moment. Of course, the war has just kicked off again in a very, very spectacular way. Those so-called peace accords that Trump's always going on about went completely sideways. Of course, when Israel invaded Lebanon and is decided to Gaza Strip Lebanon, and then missiles were fired into Iran, and Iran's firing back. But there's a couple of interesting things. So apparently, give me a second. It's going to take me a while.
Bombed the fuck out of Kuwait.
They bombed the fuck out of Kuwait.
Terminal 1 Kuwait Airport has been kind of fucked right up, actually. So they That was
published
retaliation for taking that tanker out or whatever it was. That's it, yeah.
And they've published a list. So yeah, I was just gonna say. So Iran published a list of the targets they will strike if the U.S. hits them again, and named the price for touching the strait. The U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain.
It's been struck.
The Air Force Base in Kuwait, primary U.S. Air Force Base staging hub for the entire Gulf Theater, was struck. Camp something or other in Kuwait, U.S. Army Forward Logistics Hub, was struck. Oil tanker near Dubai, civilian commercial shipping, was struck. Trigger, the U.S. strikes on Hashem, I don't know how to say it.
Close enough.
Qasem Island, an Iranian tanker near the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's stated response 1.5 times as hard every single time. The Strait of Hormuz, explicitly named by the IRGC as the enforcement mechanism disrupting its security, will have a heavy price for invading U.S. military. Now, one of the things they also threatened is that if it continues, if Israel doesn't stop bombing the shit out of whoever the fuck they want, that they're also going to close down the Suez. Now, if they close down the Suez as well, that is a complete blockade of all fuel coming out of the Middle East. Complete blockade. So we'll see what happens. But right now, it's funny. Like there's been a couple of seriously massive bombing attacks, and Iran has gone after Israel as well. We'll see what happens. And through all of this, all of a sudden, Trump is kind of not around so much.
It's kicking off in Ukraine as well.
And I was just going to go there. In the Ukraine, there's major strikes right into Kiev by Russia after the Ukrainians blew up that girls' school, which I just love the spin. This and the spin doctoring that is happening by the mainstream media and the talking heads of like, oh, well, there's no proof that it was the Ukraine who would do that. There's no proof that people died there. And it's like, the video footage is on the internet. Like, we're not stupid. We can actually look it up for ourselves.
There's
So-
hard rhetoric floating around too that Ukraine is going to be the new Israel.
Ukraine struck St. Petersburg as well. They
Yeah,
hit
I did
a
hear about that.
refinery and a ship.
Yep. So while all the shit in Iran and the Middle East is going on, we also have the reheating of the Russia-Ukraine shit. And Putin basically saying, "Yeah, we're fucking done now. We're not going to play around anymore." We'll see. Again, we'll see. There was a bunch of strikes and then silence again. So
Well, there's proxy
what
bullshit
game?
going on, right?
And that's exactly it.
Iran. So the U.S. is putting all kinds of nasty weapons into Ukraine, and they're being used against Russia.
Yep.
And in the same way, Russia is doing all kinds of nasty weapons into Iran, which is being used against Israel.
Yep.
So I've heard rumor, and I can't say how accurate it is,
More gossip.
more gossip, but somebody was saying somewhere that there's a possibility in the near future that Iran is going to light off a nuke on its own territory just to demonstrate to everybody that,
They have.
hey, motherfuckers, we've got one now. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. I don't know. It's fucking crazy, crazy, crazy.
That would be a move. That would be a fucking move.
Like this is, but there was a point on that what former general on whatever his name was on Redacted, and he made the comment of saying everyone made fun of North Korea until North Korea let off one
It
of
was
their
Colonel
own nukes.
McGregor.
Colonel McGregor, when he said until North Korea let off one of their own nukes, just to say, no, we got we got these fuckers too, and we know how to use them. And then all of a sudden, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's just leave them alone over there because the madman has nukes." So Iran is not lacking for barren landscape to be able to find a little corner to light off a nuke on their own land as a demonstration.
That was what the rumor said.
And this is the thing. Where did they get it from? Oh, gee, I don't know. Pakistan said they were going to send them nukes. North
Any number of
Korea said
places.
they were going to send them nukes.
Russia said they were going to.
Russia said they were going to.
China could have done it.
Like, it's not like they were lacking for offers.
They probably got
Let's
one
put it
from
that way.
everyone.
They got one. They got a special.
I'm
like,
sure everybody wants to see their
pills
shit be
and shit.
tested.
Yeah. Hey, you want to test out this new weapon for us? Here, we'll send one over for you for free. First one's free. So interesting shit in England. I'm assuming everyone in England here has been following the shit in Southampton. Yeah.
So that stabbing happened in December of 2025.
So December 2025, a Sikh guy, very young, was he like 19 or 20 at the time, I think, 23, something like that, stabbed a young white British man. Then the police showed up, and the Sikh guy played it off like it was a racism attack, said, oh, the guy grabbed his turban and pulled it off his head. In the meantime, he had the knife. His mother was there, and he handed the knife to his mother to hide. The young boy had been stabbed 4 times, once in the lung, and pierced his heart, and he was screaming at the cops, saying, I can't breathe, I'm dying, I can't breathe. And they were like, no, lad, you're fine. We're arresting you for racism. Put him in cuffs. Needless to say, 3 minutes later, he was dead before they could even get him to the car. Well, that court hearing has just happened. The young Sikh man has been charged with first-degree murder. He got a life sentence with 21 years, 100% to be served. Out of his life sentence, he will serve at least 21 years. In the meantime, the Sikh community has spoken up and said, no, we disavow everything to do with this. The news at the time played it off that he had stabbed the young man with the ceremonial dagger that Sikhs wear next to their body. The kirpan. And that's not what he used. It was a knife that he had at his hip in a sheath, which was significantly bigger.
A lot pointier.
And a lot pointier. And needless to say, the shit has hit the fan because now this is all the details of the case have now come out publicly, like how the police reacted. And there was a call immediately for the banning of knives for religious reasons, right? And Keir Starmer turned around and was like, no, you're fine, Sikh community. You can keep all your knives. We're not going to take your knives away. But the Sikh community has really come out strongly and been like, we ourselves have banned him. This young man was banned from the Sikh temple, I guess, a certain area of Southampton because they already knew he was a problem.
Yeah, apparently he's got previous, Danny. There's another video of him in a road rage incident, and he's here with a skirt on and blue shoes with a fucking great sword threatening this guy. Him and his brother.
Yeah, so
also in trouble.
He is well known, and the Sikh community have gone out of their way to try and smooth things over and basically say, like, this is not what we're about. And to the point of I'm sorry, I don't know what they call their head religious leader. I don't know.
Guru
For that,
or wherever it is.
Yeah, for that area of Southampton, doing a re-education rollout for all Sikhs to understand exactly how the ceremonial dagger must be kept, how it must be placed, where it must be on your body, etc., etc. So, Southampton erupted, and there was like hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people on the streets and riots. And the police came out. Really not a good idea. I don't know, like sending out like police when the people are already mad at the police. Like that's like half the people were mad, okay, of the incident that happened to begin with and the death of a young man. But a vast majority of the anger was directed at the police because
they did it to themselves, right? There was a moment they took a minute of respect for the guy, took a knee, and the police refused to do it. So,
I didn't know
they
that.
just stood there like fucking robots, and that was one of the things that was deemed as a provocation.
Huh. Okay, I didn't know about that. So needless to say, yeah, the police ended up having to run away. The end result was the police ended up having to run away and be like, run away.
Oh, they were getting bricks chucked at them. They were getting fucking wheelie bins thrown at them.
Yeah, like they were like filling dumpsters and rolling them down the street at full speed ahead and lighting them on fire and running them into the police lines. Yes, two-tier Keir and two-tier policing. So yeah, and the police body cam image, that's what ignited the anger, because in the court case, the police's body cam of the entire incident came out, that became public. That's what made people really lose their shit.
They've doxed a couple of the cops as well.
Oh yeah. Those cops are going to need to be moved to somewhere else.
One of them has resigned.
Yeah, I bet. So these incidences just keep building and building and building, and the division and the tension. And over again, it's like the police, the law, the politicians that always come out on the wrong side. Like at no point do they ever seem to learn, like, oh, maybe we need to handle this. Like they just always, every time, continuously come out on the wrong side. Now, of course, they're taking orders, right? So whatever. So they didn't take the knee, which then goes badly. They ignore a white kid who's dying, even when he's told them, I've been stabbed multiple times. They ignored it.
Well, you get all the pundits come along now, and everybody wants to ban knives, all knives. I'm like, I guess it needs to be said out loud again because the fucking retards have gotten their fucking chromosomes all mixed up. The problem isn't the fucking knives. The problem wasn't the fucking guns. If you take away the knife, look, you took away the guns, now people are stabbing each other. If you take away knives, they're going to use pointy sticks and stab each other or just beat
hammers
each other to death.
or clubs.
It's
whatever's next.
It's not the fucking tool in their hand that is the problem. It is a reflection of the society that people are living in right now. It's a reflection of the desperation. It's a reflection of that fucking mental like dissonance that says you're living in a world that doesn't want you. For 99% of people. So it's not the fucking tool in their hand that is the problem. It's the goddamn society that we're living in that's saying, hey, you should just fucking live with it and suck it up.
Suck it up. Suck it up. Well, okay, so we'll just completely change subject, right? But to lead in from that, we were talking about the fact of Ben was saying in Australia's just raised interest rates. To what did you say, 6.5%? Come on, you can do it, Ben.
4 point something, I thought he said.
Come on, Ben,
Yeah,
you can do it.
4.6. Comments.
Comment. Oh, 4.6%.
Well-
So interest rates. And of course the comment always comes out, and because we when they raised the interest rates here, and someone immediately was like, oh, but I remember back in the day in the 80s, the interest rates were like 19% and 18% and 14%. I'm like, yeah, but we don't live in that world anymore.
There's so many metrics that are so fucking much different now.
So different. And that society thing, like that breakdown of society, is kind of one of those metrics, whether we want to call it like a measuring stick. It is a primary example of that. No, because when in the 80s, when like mortgage rates were like sitting at 16 and 17%, the cost of living was still so balanced. The cost of the house itself was so balanced.
Your
versus
annual
your
income versus the price tag of that house.
Yep.
There was a massive difference.
There was a massive.
The price tag of a car versus your annual income.
The big expenditures, right? Like the car, house,
the petrol you had to put in your fucking car to make it so you could go to work.
The insurance you paid on all these things. That world doesn't exist anymore. And so we might be going, oh my God, 4.6%. But the difference is now,
You're
the world that we live in.
Fucking anorexic cow.
Well, at 4.6%, that's people losing their houses.
Yeah.
Like that is people losing their houses. It goes from 3.5 to 4.6. There are people who will lose their house over that 1 percentage point because that's how
close and fine things are right now.
Fine and close things are. That is the thread from which the economy hangs at the moment.
Yeah.
That literally 1% can be all it takes to destitute someone.
Okay, so now further to what Ben was saying earlier, property values are going to start dropping.
Yeah.
Well, that really, really sucks for anybody who's bought a property specifically in the last fucking 3-4 years.
Yep.
Extended out, let's call it the last 7-8 years. Anybody that has bought a home at the overly inflated values of what homes have become is now fucking overly at risk just because of the value of that home.
Yep.
And the mortgage that they carry on it. So let's say they've taken a mortgage even 10 years ago, and now they've had to remortgage their home, and they're sitting on whatever value of their home, like if it's a $500,000 home and they're sitting on, 90% mortgage or 80% mortgage on that home. When the value of that home completely tanks and it's not now only worth 250 grand, and they're sitting on a mortgage for 400,000 still, it makes more sense to just light it on fire or walk away from it.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the thing. There was a lot of people talking in 2008 about exactly that. Like I would be better off. I spoke to a friend of mine who was losing her house. And she said, we looked at it and really, really looked at it and said, okay, so basically we walk away and say we've been renting for the last 10 years. Call it rent. Because that's all it was. Like, that's all it was. Because in the 10 years they'd had the house, she was saying, like you just said, it wasn't like she paid off 50% of the mortgage with all the interest and everything else.
Financing.
It was like, no, she'd paid off like maybe 20%. Oh, shit. Yeah, damn it, Nick. Oops. Yes, Jimmy, my love.
In the UK since 2010, when we had the Tories and Lib Dems come in during that election, when they had that hung panels to do the coalition. From then through all the austerity that we had in the UK, all the stuff to do with Brexit, and then all the shit to do with the new Labour government, the average worker is about £11,000 a year worse off since 2010.
Yep.
So that just goes to show how things have gone up in price. Yeah, income is lagging so far behind. The debt ratio, the debt balance on each person in the UK is now about 78%.
Yep.
If you look at everything combined, it all works out. And so the whole thing is fucked. They know it's fucked, but they don't know how to get out of it.
Well, new numbers just came out about England. 1 family in 7 has no working adults in the house. 1 family in 7. 4 families in 7 only have 1 adult working. And that's, again, like, it's not like they made the choice, mom's staying at home or dad's staying at home with the kids while the other one is earning. No, that's not a through choice. That is, one of them is incapable of working. They can't get a job, etc., etc. Another set of numbers that just came out is that there has been a huge shift in the job markets in England. And I can't remember off the top of my head the actual percentage, but quite a significant percentage of businesses are getting rid of full-time staff, and they're going to nothing but using part-timers, contract workers, consultant workers, etc., etc. And they're trying to play it off like, well, it's not about money. It's not about money. We just need more flexibility in our workforce. I'm like, bullshit. You don't want to be the one to say, well, part-timers are cheaper. Contract people are cheaper because then we don't have to pay their health benefits. We don't have to pay whatever. So the numbers are coming out, and these kind of numbers have been coming out in the States for a while. That we're seeing this, the same thing like the home sales. There's something like 50% more people selling in the US than are buying. And that hasn't been seen in fucking a long time. Go ahead, Leonida.
I just wanted to say that right now they're getting ready to roll out adjustable pricing for your groceries in the grocery store or Myers. Yes, it's based on your amount of charge on your phone and your browsing hazard and your browsing on your phone. So it's when you walk in, it's the economy and how they're adjusting pricing on everything, and they're testing it on groceries first. What they're
Okay.
doing is they have a
What?
yes. So more people can buy eggs at the same time, and every single one of them will have a different price. Walmart, look it up. Look it up. They're rolling this out here. That's what these data centers are for, is to track your every little move. So they're using it on groceries first. They're going to be doing it on mortgages, home, your rent, your electric bill, your water bill, everything. They're trying to do adjustable pricing.
They're talking
Yeah,
about
So they can.
something similar here as well, Danny, where at certain times of the day when you go to the store, eggs will be cheaper, and if you go later on, they'll be dearer. Do you know, like at peak times and stuff?
they're saving money on paper.
Ben, Ben, we can't hear you, love.
Your mic has gone weird,
Your
bud.
mic just went completely out again. Swap it out. Get the one that's charged. Say something.
Say something.
There you go. You got it. Okay, we can hear you.
Little bit better. Yeah, no, they're saving money on the paper price tags. It's all going digital. So when you
That has
walk up,
nothing to do with it, man.
No. Let me finish. It is exactly what to do. It is to do with Leonida, because there's no pricing until you walk up to these things. Then it tells you your price. So I've got your back. It's all good, but that's exactly where it's going. The other side of all of this is what everyone's talking about is already happening down here. So just not long ago, they started offering 5% deposits with a government-backed guarantee on house purchases, right? It used to be 10%. A while back, it used to be 20 as a deposit on a house, you know, what you needed to get a mortgage, yada, yada. So what happened was during COVID and stuff, if people took advantage of all of these little bits and pieces, and they went and borrowed at the highest point that the market's ever been at. Now, on that 5%, if you were buying $1 million home, people borrowed, 955,000. The houses are now dropping in value to be below what they borrowed.
Yep.
Just the value that they bought at, lower. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's actually like what Nick was talking about is actually happening. So what we're watching, and we've said this for a little while, but we are right in the 1920s. They're just doing it differently.
Mm.
And it's global.
It is literally
And it is
the
global.
1920s.
Yeah. This isn't just a New York City thing or a London thing.
Well, no, and one thing that made me realize, sorry, D, was actually I was watching Carney, whatever his fucking face is, from Canada.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, but guess what Canada have just done? They've just changed their capital gains taxes as well. And I think they may have also introduced these lower deposit things on houses. And if Nancy's here, she might be able to say something, or someone who fucking knows something more about Canada than I do. But I'm pretty sure they also made changes in all of their abilities to purchase houses, government's backing for that sort of a thing, and all of these things. Because I heard him talking about the capital gains, and I was like, hang on, is this thing that's folding out in the Commonwealth right now to then flood the West again, right?
Yep.
This is why Trump is talking about, what is it, 35-year car loans and 50-year mortgages or whatever the fuck it is, right? That's just the
35-year car loans
version.
is like
carryover mortgages that your children can get from you.
Yeah.
Well, that's that thing, right? If you do the math, same as a 5% deposit. You know what I mean? Just in the way that 50 years drags it out that long, fucking, hey, 5%, but it still means you got to borrow $1 million at the moment, and where the house pricing and whatnot is. So it's just the same, just different fucking masks, like literally the same.
That's fucking incredible. Sheesh. Go ahead, Leonida.
As I was going to finish, the thing of it is it's not really about the paper. It's about them being able to figure out exactly how much money they can extract from every single person at that particular time. And no matter what it is that you're buying, they'll know how desperate you are for that item, and so they can get the maximum amount of money out of you on whatever it is that you've got to have. All right? That's what it's all boiling down to.
No, that wasn't even a question, Leonida. We all knew that that's what it was all boiling down to. It's
the more things that they can streamline out of paper transactions too, the more profit they make, right? Because they make less profit for paper transactions. So
yep. I don't know. I literally, like, you sit there and you just shake your heads and you're just like, the whole world is so fucking insanely crazy at the moment.
Evil.
Everybody
evil
looks
as fuck.
Evil as fuck.
I mean, I understand at a fundamental level why so many people are searching for God right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's ever any concept of evil, all we really have to do is look around right now.
Society in general.
And if there's evil like this that's just running around fucking monetizing itself and celebrating itself, then there has to be the other side too. So I can understand why people are fucking reaching for that.
Yep. That's religion. Yeah. All that religious shit. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole tonight. Just no. Just no. Is that because God has some decent discount codes? Yes, Jimmy, that's exactly what it is.
He's got them all.
God has a discount code, and that's why you got to go back to church so you can get a discount.
Type in GOD on your purchase.
Yeah, you can get 50% off your Nephilim. Buy two, get one free.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
We're all going to hell for that bit. Some of you guys laughed. I saw you.
I'm on board. I'll go to hell to go along with that. There you go, Jimmy. You're on fire tonight. It must be true. Jesus saves.
Absolutely.
D coupon codes. There you go. Everyone, we got to go back to church. and get some coupons.
Oh, we're definitely blaspheming now.
I don't fucking care.
Oh, gee,
I don't
have you,
fucking care.
just a quick one while we're on Jesus. There's the Coptic JU text or something. It's like electrical diagrams. That's what it looks like. And it lists all the archons. And when you say them out, it sounds like electrical fizzing. Zip, 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 zip. You know what I mean? Like, interesting.
Yeah, fuck. My God, I don't even know where to go with that one. At that point, you're just like,
Well,
nice.
Disclosure Day is going to be about, what, 8 days?
Oh, so
That's just a quick segue if you want something.
no, that's a good segue because you know what? Like,
Spielberg's all up in the fucking circuit right now doing press releases for his movie that's coming out, and he's saying things. And there's been a lot of speculation over the years, with fucking Close Encounters and E.T. and some of the things that he's done, that he's been selected as one of the guys to do the soft part of the disclosure through media, that kind of stuff. But the things that he's saying right now about this movie that's coming out, he's like, oh, look, far as I know, this is as close to the truth as I'm allowed to tell you. I'm like, what the fuck kind of statement is that, Mr.
Yeah.
Spielberg?
and that his
Effie on that berg.
Yeah, and that this movie is going to freak people the fuck out. The fuck was my insertion of word. That's not what he actually said. I don't know. Like, Nick and I were just sitting there going, like, you look at all the lead up to the shit. On Sunday in the members chat, we were talking about the priest dude who was on Jesse Michaels.
The Exorcist guy or the other guy?
No, the other guy.
Oh my God, the filthy mouth on that man.
What do you mean?
Talking about things like the flood and not mentioning Noah and talking about
like so
the filthy mouth on
You
that
mean the
man.
one on Tucker?
No.
Yeah, the guy was on Tucker.
I haven't finished watching the one with Tucker. I haven't finished that one. The one that was Jesse Michaels I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
With the guys with the big front
Talking about the Nephilim and
talking about the Nephilim, the giants, and he had a couple of segues where you're like, oh, and there's the break point. Like this is the point where he's inserting a little piece here to carry through certain narratives, which was interesting. But the same thing with this shit in its disclosure. We have all these people who are on the podcast circuit right now. Like the guy who was the number one exorcist in the world. And you've got all these people like the guy who is the Knights Templar guy. And all these pieces, I find it so interesting that in the last 6 months, if you take a stand back, zoom out and look at
the seams are coming apart.
The bits of news, the actual Hollywood shit that has come out. Oh, sorry. The media shit that's come out. Who's making the rounds on the podcast? And not just like doing, a one-off, like literally doing the rounds of the podcasts. It's really interesting. And I said on the members chat, I said, everyone's looking at disclosure as like the alien UFO thing. But I actually don't. I think in some ways that's kind of like the little bit of icing on the top, just to sweeten it all up. But I think that all of this shit that we're getting out now, all this shit about religion, about the actual background, things about giants and the Nephilim and the jinn and the demons and the aliens and all of this stuff, it's all coming out to basically big, nice, thick serving of you've been lied to. You've been lied to your whole life. You've been lied to for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Right? Like, so that is the continuous basic rollout, regardless of the subject, is you've been lied to. They've been lying to us for, like I say, hundreds, if not thousands of years. And that, I think, is this breakpoint of disclosure. Like, the disclosure is not just going to be about aliens and UFOs or interdimensional beings that are living under our water or anything else. It's going to be all of it.
Past.
Past.
Yep.
All of the past, a whole pile of shit. Now,
All the
where are they
dogmatic.
going to go with it? Of course, we know they're all trying to push that one world religion, this new one world religion. That's what they want to do. I don't think it's going to go very well for them. I'm just saying it now. I don't think it's going to go very well for them. But in order to bring in this new religion, you have to get rid of all the old. You have to crush the foundations that have been holding them up for eons. Right? Like they have to crush those foundations first before they can bring in a new religious order. So this is what I'm saying. The shit that's coming out of the Catholic Church, like, I mean, okay, just mainstream news about the Catholic Church, right? But the stories, like more and more history is dribbling, more and more people are talking about, oh, well, it was the Vatican who ordered that to happen. It was the Vatican who ordered for that to happen. It was the Vatican who did this. It was Rome who did this, et cetera, et cetera. And it was all just, that was them taking control of the world and the narrative and instilling all of these belief structures. So I don't know. It's going to be, I have a feeling that the next 6 months are going to be really interesting to see the pieces of interesting information that suddenly are just going to keep dripping out. What's the next piece? Like that's my thing. Like after listening to that guy talking about the Nephilim,
Yep.
and I'm like, okay, so what's the next little narrative they're going to destroy?
Oh, well,
This
so
one.
apparently there's like a lot of uprising going on in like Argentina and stuff. And Argentina just so happens to be the place that Peter Thiel is fucking off to and moved to.
Yep.
Oh,
And
and all the Israelis are going there.
And isn't that where fucking Hitler is?
Yeah, was not is.
A whole bunch of the fucking.
Wow. Did invent like
it's just a coincidence. Don't be a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Bunch of the fucking German upper echelons went to Argentina.
Oh yeah, and they know that for a fact. And we've got, again, this is not conspiracy. Those files have actually come out publicly from the CIA, places like that, like the official government files. So we know this. We already know this. I don't know.
Why Peter Thiel's down there? Is it with all his family? And
he's just left, bro. He made a statement that he no longer sees the US as safe. So he went to Argentina. Yeah. That's why I brought it up. It's kind of funny. Huh. Actually, the headline is New Zealand citizen Thiel. He's got a New Zealand passport as well.
I did not know that.
Yes,
well, interesting that he picked Argentina over New Zealand.
Yeah, easy. It's a real quick. It's just a little quick jump then, eh?
Oh yeah, just jump in the rowboat and just row across, no problem. I don't know. Okay, so the other thing that Nick just pointed this out. So it's the National Defense Act, right?
Yep.
And I just want to talk about it again because
we brought it up on Sunday.
The look on Mark's face when I brought it up on Sunday was so priceless.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so awesome. I want to see if I can do it again. So Mark, yeah, I know. So Mark, Congress just voted to fuse the U.S. military with Israel and buried it on page 847 in the Defense Act, Section 224 of the $1.5 trillion NDAA makes Israel part of the Pentagon forever. They are now allowed to have access to secret military shit. They're allowed to have now access to secret weaponry stuff, top secret meetings, etc. And that is just being signed into the NDAA. How do you feel about that, Mark? Tell us. Tell us how you feel about that. Mark, please don't.
You have a vein popping out of your forehead, bro.
The veins are coming out of Mark's forehead. We're like, oh, he's going to turn into the Hulk, or his head's going to pop off.
I wonder. I know this is. I'll be good. I'll be good for the people who are listening on the show.
We have the power of edit, bro.
Power of edit. We're at 9:43. Go ahead.
Okay. My question is if this is the case, what are the general officers and the upper echelon of the officers going to do about this? Are they going to follow orders? Or are they going to go, fuck you, if you think we're going to release this order? Yeah, fuck, no, that's not happening. So there could be, I don't know if it'd be a military coup. I don't know if it would be a just kind of lay down and, be a good dog to be kicked.
This hasn't actually happened yet. They're voting on it. They're putting the motions through Congress right now.
But it's going to get pushed through.
Will Trump sign it is the question. Probably, because he's a Jew. Fuck it, let's just say it.
There are images with him and a little hat at a wall.
Him, his hat in the wall. It's like a bad Dr. Seuss book.
It really is. No, it is like a bad Dr. Seuss book, and I'm a little loath to say this, but I think that is going to be one of the final straws that drives this country, if not the Western English-speaking hemisphere, over the edge into civil war. You think Southampton's bad? If this gets pushed through, the vets are going to go, excuse me? I fucking don't think so. I don't.
Is that the moment? Is that like one of those trigger moments in history that you look back and go, like, all the shit that happened, the actual straw that broke the proverbial camel's back was the addition of that?
There's a weird stat flying around that says Israel.
Yeah, and I think it will be, because I'll tell you this: I know a lot of vets here in Kansas, and they're pissed. They're not just pissed. They're not like, goddamn VA's not taking care of me. No. They're like, I'm cleaning my gun, and I am cleaning, I'm making sure my powder's dry, because this is going to go kinetic any day. And I know lots of vets that are saying, yeah, we're going to start shooting people, and this is going to be really bloody and really ugly soon. And so this could be one of those.
It could be the trigger point. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out and how they wash it, right? Yeah. How do they spin it and wash it? Go ahead, Leonida.
I looked into that a little bit when you were talking about it the other day. Yeah, they're still discussing it. Yeah, it's written into the paperwork. Will it pass? Probably not.
I hope not.
It probably will not pass. There's too many vets that are on in the Senate. So I don't see this passing, and I don't see either party supporting it. You want to know the truth about it?
Well, we'll see about that, because they're all paid by AIPAC. So,
well, the problem is that a lot of that stuff has come out, and a lot of people their bank accounts are getting published on the front pages of Facebook now.
Good.
So they can't hide where they've been bribed anymore. And so their bank accounts are getting trotted out, and they're getting voted out. It's happening in small town. Like, we had downtown riots in my town today. The first and today. The city council wanted to do their little data center crap, and it didn't float. So that's on hold for a year. Yeah. So there's a lot of crap that's going on behind the scene where, veterans right now, supposedly the VA has got the highest rating that they've ever had, and you can't prove it by me. Okay? So what you're hearing on one side doesn't wipe the ass on the other. So
we'll wait and see, guys. This is the thing.
It's part of one of those omnibus bills, the big fuckers, the National Defense Authorization Act. And they tend to do douchebaggery on those things.
Always.
Okay, Danny. The thing is Anita, I agree with you, but we have a Congress, and not only the House, but the Senate.
It's been a few months now, but what's really going on?
Paul? No. Mute self, darling. Mute self.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what's up with this fucking...
Yeah, I know. Technology right now. Does anyone know is Mercury and Gatorade right now? Because holy fuck, technology is in bad shape.
Mercury's in Gatorade?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm asking if someone knows.
Okay, anyway.
Go ahead, Mark. Finish. Sorry.
Well, the thing is we have a Congress that is absent. They have since this administration took office, they have passed 6 or 7 bills of very, very minor things. They have not done a fucking thing in 2 years. Okay, so is this going to be one of those recess things that's pushed through like the Federal Reserve? Maybe. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's that is a biggie.
It is
I
a
think
biggie,
that is a
and
big.
I am the audacity of it actually being put in there goes back to this whole we've talked about for so long. Is that they are wanting these riots. They are
Right.
wanting civil war.
Oh.
And like the Southampton shit and all the stuff here in England that's all happened. It's like I'm always expecting some politician to turn around a live mic and say, like, what do we have got to do to make you people riot? Like, what do we have to do to make you actually do something? And like the shit with what, like, when I read about it, I was like, the audacity of putting that into the bill, given what's going on right now and how unpopular Israel is,
97.55% fucking disapproval rating from all polled countries.
Yeah. So, like, the entire world hates Israel right now. On a national level, on down to an individual level. So
regardless of your stance on the Holocaust stuff,
yeah,
right?
Whatever. That
the moral currency that Israel had, they no longer have. They've got none. And they spent it about a year and a half ago. Yeah. So now they're right on the side of fucking like moral outrage on behalf of an entire planet.
Netanyahu is just this decade's Pol Pot. He is this decade's, mass murderer. That's what it is.
Well, okay. My question is,
but like again, the audacity of them putting that, given the entire public opinion, given the entire world opinion, that they would put that in the bill. Expected, I guess. Did they? I don't know. Is that the powder keg that they're trying to ignite? Or was it put in there literally to ignite that powder keg?
Who put it in, though? That's my question.
I asked that question too, and I haven't looked into it yet.
I don't know that matters so much, right, Mark? It's the attempt at chaos out of it, and everyone's whacking the donkey.
It's co-authored by Randy Fine and Ted Cruz. Betcha.
Oh, got it.
Should we lay money on the table? Everyone take their bets.
Bingo card.
Yeah, you put that on the bingo card. I don't know. It's like literally wackadoodle crazy, and every little piece keeps falling into place for the world to fall apart. And I don't like, you just sit there and go like, the insanity is so big and so deep and so tall. There's no way to clean it up. There's no way.
Speaking of how things are fucking looking like they're getting insane.
Oh, okay. So change, switch, but not
because it's insane. And we've always said that this is a mark of
that account.
I've checked out the account a few times. It's been registered for a while. It's out of Australia. They've had 3 username changes. They registered their account in 2017, so they've been there a while.
So Nick is scrolling through X, and there's a post on a gold stamped account talking about the reset of currencies and the Iraqi dinar RV. And Nick's like, "You got to read this," and I was just like, "You're pushing it like." Okay, wait, what?
Still got rumors of it. For years now, over a decade, I've been like, that is cooked up bullshit. And if it happens, then it is going to be the last breath of a dying system. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a dying system, and it's almost on its last breath, so I'm kind of half-ass expecting it.
Now, I've made that statement since 2014, that when the RV goes through the revaluation of currencies, for those who aren't in the know of all these stupidities. When the revaluation of international currencies happens, it will be like the flare gun of saying, this is the end. This is the end of the system. Now everything sinks. And it'll happen, it'll go off, and after that, everything just fucking dissolves into God knows what. Go ahead, Nadia.
I think the interesting thing about these narratives, because really we're not in a position where we can validate very much at all. So when we discuss these things, they're narratives, right? It's the interesting bit to me is if we can gauge to what extent any sort of significant segment of the population is actually emotionally engaged with any of these narratives. I think that's the interesting data point at the moment.
And it is. But the thing is that so first of all, we have a society of drugged out. What is it, like 1 out of 3 people is on Prozac, is on an anti-anxiety, is on antipsychotic meds.
Damn it, I forgot to take mine.
You go take your meds, Mark. Come on. Or there, and you've got like the chemtrails, and you've got fluoride, and you've got like lithium, and you've got all this shit being pumped in to keep people emotionally deadened. But just because people are not in,
they are invested. Look what happened in Southampton.
Exactly, and that's what I was just going to say. It takes a trigger point. All of a sudden, you hit. Everyone's got their own trigger point, right? And what hits Maggie may not be the same thing that hits Paul or Mark. We're all different, and every single person on this planet has a trigger point.
And that is why there's a variety of narratives in order to hit somebody or others.
They just got to hit the right narrative. The right trigger point gets knocked.
At the right time.
And then boof.
But then again, there might also be a significant segment of society who are conserving their energy and focusing their attention and energy on the stuff that actually matters to them.
In my opinion,
Nadia, everyone has a trigger. Just give me a second.
Yes.
Everyone has a trigger point. And it doesn't matter where you're focusing. You could be living on your farm, focusing all your attention on your organic produce, etc., etc. And then the news is going to hit you with one of your trigger points, and you're going to get in your tractor and go run over a politician.
Well, I mean, as you said, though, it seems to be.
Just saying.
Don't need a trigger point for
That's
that.
in your dream.
Well, yes, it is a little bit in my dreams, but I'm not. I listen.
But they are using all of the trigger points, right?
Yep.
You've got people upset over racial stuff. You've got people upset over gender stuff. You've got people upset over poverty stuff. And all of us, virtually every single person in this world right now, is living with a massive amount of cognitive dissonance that we wear around on our shoulders every single day.
Yep.
So there, beyond that cognitive dissonance, there's stuff that every single person that I engage with, it doesn't matter in what walk of life it is, it doesn't matter who they are, every single person that I personally engage with in real life seems to notice something's fucking off. Something, and that's
normal people. Like,
no,
not
but that's
us.
just the very least of things. Like, if you want to talk to a boomer that is a normie and they've got, yeah, something's off, isn't it? You know, like, that's the very least of things.
Yeah.
But the average person is like, holy fuck, if you give them the chance, whatever their personal kink is, they'll go off on you right now.
And they will tell you what is off and what they've seen is off.
It doesn't matter if it's a clerk at the we were at the grocery store the other day, just having a chat with the clerk, and the person behind us is like, holy fuck, have you seen? And we're like, whoa, hey. So, you know, like, everybody has their personal kink right now, and their own personal life is all mixed up in all of the fucking chaos and confusion. It's touching everyone, I think, Nadia. And it's not like one of those things of, well, how much can you see in your personal life, or how much invested in these narratives are people? I'm like, it doesn't really matter, because the narratives are put there to distract. People are pissed off, and that's as complicated as it needs to get.
End quote. People are just fucking pissed off. And that's as far as it needs to go at this point, to be a powder peg, a powder keg. There we go. I speak English. I do. I speak it.
I don't get out much. I don't know a great many like normal people. So whenever I do have an interaction with somebody, I ask them, "What are you observing? What are you noticing about the people around you?" And there's one friend of mine who gives me quite a lot of information because she's out in the world. She sees a lot of people. And what she's fed back to me is that people are just switching off from the news and social media and just getting on with things. And that's what I was alluding to when I said focusing on. So the most sensible thing you can do for yourself is to, unless you find it particularly entertaining or it's for your work or whatever.
Reading the comments under Stommer's posts on Act are always entertaining.
Fantastic stuff, always. Honestly, Nadia, my drive in life, my main motivating function is to watch what is going on, to try to fucking navigate the lies and extract any morsel of probable truth out of it. And the only proof that I get from that is to see how things turn out in a couple of years. So at any given moment, any of the bullshit that's spewing out of my mouth, the only thing that I have is a couple of years from now to see if it's true.
Yeah,
a couple of months,
the only
a couple of weeks, a couple of
depends on
days.
the thing.
I mean, literally.
But the only thing that keeps me going is the shit that I said 2 years ago that's coming true. So I'm like, okay, fuck, maybe, between somewhere of I get some of the shit right, as much as I'm an idiot.
So Nick, are you in this a position where you have some sort of likely scenarios for what's going to happen next? Because I don't. I've run out now.
Can I borrow some of your scenarios, Nick?
Well, what do you mean? What kind of, in what way? What specific thing would you like a scenario on? Because I feel like
in terms of what our day-to-day lives are going to be within the next year.
Survival.
Yeah. Pretty much survival.
But in a weird way. Not like fucking, caveman going out and hunting bison on the steppe. Not like that. It'll be a weird thing that I don't think our world has kind of seen the level we're going to see it at. Energy, probably, I would say strife. There's a thing talking about, I can bring up so if you go on all the doom and gloom sites and you listen to all the fucking news places and they're all talking about how the world is right on the verge of being fucked by energy poverty. Like, if they turn the pumps back on right now, get oil flowing, fill up every single tanker that the world has to put on the ocean, and ships them to all the ports that need the oil, it'll still be like 11 months to 13 months before things kind of somewhat get back to normal. And I don't think we'll ever see normal again because we know historically what they do with pricing over the long term. And they use things like this to just increase it and increase it, right? But for the short term, what that means is that we've still got wars going on. We still got increased shutdowns. We've still got no energy flowing, so to speak, for the future. Energy poverty is right on the cusp. And
the trickle-down effect on that, we haven't seen yet, in that
fuel pumps being empty. Airports are already there. Kerosene is already dry in a few airports I've seen reports of. I'm waiting for it to hit bigger towns where they have no gasoline or diesel in the pumps.
And this is the thing, going back to kind of like the conversation we said about the interest rates, right? People making the comparison, being like, oh, but same thing with the gas, the petrol. People go, oh, don't you remember when we ran out of petrol in 1973 and the pumps were dry? That world doesn't exist anymore. The world that survived that was full of mom and pop shops, people buying locally, people farming locally, people doing their shit locally. It wasn't the world of Amazon. It wasn't the world of the internet. It wasn't the world. So when The gas ran out at the pumps. People walked. People did other things.
Rode a bike.
They rode a bike, and shipping, yeah, okay, it limped along, but you weren't reliant on that fucking cheap ass Chinese made toy for your child's birthday. You weren't reliant on imported fruit coming from Argentina because you were happened to be craving, I don't know, apple pears at the wrong season. So all of a sudden, it's a different scenario entirely. And what we're about to see, honestly, I don't think the world has ever seen this before. I think we're in a place right now. I always talk about these repeating cycles. It feels like we're in a different loop now.
Yeah,
and we're about to see shit
adage of there's nothing new under the sun. Well, we're constantly seeing new shit
right now.
Yep. On a new scale.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, hold that
Nick?
thought, Mark. Hold that thought.
Okay.
As I say, that is the end of the UnFuckIt discussion for tonight. Because we're going to keep going on ranting, definitely. At least another hour.
Oh, we got some shit to talk.
Oh, we got some shit that we're not talking about publicly. So I say goodnight to everyone in Videoland. To everyone who has helped out in our fundraising for our move, I thank you so much. We have got our deposits paid and we're moving next week. And now the scramble really starts.
8 days. The scramble really starts. I've been working my fucking ass
That's
off.
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like getting the moving truck and paying for all of that crap and stuff. So thank you. And we all, our whole family, hugely appreciate you. I'm going to say goodnight, and remember, stick around. We'll keep chatting.